Okay, guys, welcome back to the weekly order. I'm hanging a bit of tits here, so we're obviously back on the beers to try to get ourselves keen. We made a rule a while back not to drink the night before podcast, but I think we've broken it more than we've complied
I think we've ever complied with that one.
Yeah, are we all breaking the rule? Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good to be back again. 2020 is going well. Except we've had a few sad stories come in from South Africa. We're going to touch on one now. It's about the Parktown Boys School. They always seem to be in the limelight, eh? Whether it's the initiation,
stuff, very sad. The whole situation that has arisen.
Yeah, so obviously, let me give a little brief. What happened basically was the school went on a tour to a camp like we always go. All schools usually do it. You go for like team building. And they went to Inyati Lodge, and they were busy doing an activity where they were building rafts and swimming and using the rafts in the water, and sadly one of the boys drowned. The child's name was Enoch Mpianzi, and 13-year-old kid who drowned. And apparently there's been so many witnesses and so many people that have come forward saying that it was such negligence.
There's a lot going on.
A lot of
that
negligence.
Led up to his death.
Yeah. And the thing for me is, another big thing about this argument, that it always seems to be Parktown Boys. I don't know why, but there's always drama at that school.
Or not,
if it's just coincidence,
like how the hell has another thing happened to Parktown
Boys? I mean, they had that whole thing about the initiation. They had the whole thing about
that guy Colin Rex touching everyone.
And interestingly enough, a lot of that all happened at the exact same camp. As this
touching the boys there?
Yeah,
you kidding?
And that's why.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that specific camp actually was. I'm not sure if it was shut down or they weren't supposed to
go back there.
They weren't supposed to go back there because of that whole situation. And then just before, I think they overturned it somehow. But they also didn't have approval to go on this grade 8 camp in the first place.
Really?
What do you mean approval? From who?
So you have to apply to someone. I don't know who.
Oh, do you mean like government schools? They have to apply to?
Yes, they have to apply.
I like how you point out government schools.
But I don't know. We had to apply to the headmaster.
Private schools is obviously different, but they had to apply, and it hadn't been approved yet. But they still went ahead in going on this grade 8 camp.
Yeah,
it's super sad, dude.
There's a lot to it. No, like the first thing for me, which blows my mind, is that they didn't do roll call when they got on the bus to go to this camp. So first things first, they don't know how many kids are on this camp.
That's ridiculous.
So they have no idea. Then the task that they did, they had to build stretchers basically, and then just one person would fake to be injured, and then they would carry them walk them across the river. And there was just no life jackets given. There were no life jackets provided by the school. The parents weren't told to bring their own life jackets. Now, I mean, I don't know how many are in a grade there, but it's probably like 170, maybe 160.
And public schools, it's a lot.
There's a lot of people,
the public school I went to had about 300 a grade.
In a grade, So you've got close to that many kids in water, and you don't even know how many are there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, dude.
That's concerning as hell.
Yeah.
That's exactly why they didn't even notice that the kid was missing.
It's crazy they didn't even realize, eh?
Yeah,
it's so sad, bro. Like
they basically, when it first happened, from what I've read, a lot of the facilitators and or teachers, I'm not sure if the teachers were involved as well, brushed it off that Enoch was missing or had drowned or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And then only when I think the facilitators then went and phoned the parents of the kids that weren't on the camp, because or they did a roll call in the evening after the activity.
Yeah.
And they then saw, 8 kids from the grade are not here. Let's just check that they all didn't pitch up to camp. Which, I mean, because they didn't do roll call at the beginning, they don't know. And then they did, and then the one, Enoch's father, obviously said, no, he is at camp. And they said, okay, if we don't contact you in 2 or 3 hours, everything's fine.
That's ridiculous. How can you say that, eh? How can you leave a parent with that worry, bro?
Yeah.
That's
mean,
insane. Yeah.
I know, like my mom, she sometimes will wait until I come home from a night out or whatever before
Yeah,
she goes to bed.
Yeah.
You know, you obviously worry about your kids. How can you call someone, say, is your kid on camp? Oh, he is. If we call you in 2 or 3 hours, everything's fine.
Yeah. Kind of like maybe.
What's going on here, bro? What are you guys? What's going on here?
Maybe he'll just rock up.
I swear my life, I would have got in my car straight away, driven there, and been like, "You guys, this is ridiculous."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just insane the circumstances around it. And there's been now, I think it's been like 5 deaths or so related to drownings at that place.
That lodge. Yeah, that's what I saw as well, and it's not the first time it's happened. So I think maybe the question I want to put to you guys is: was it the fault of the school that should have looked after the kids? Was it the fault of the camp?
There's combined negligence there.
Yeah, I would say it's a bit of both.
The school, firstly, for not taking roll counts at the beginning,
Yeah.
not ensuring that there were life jackets, not taking the complaints.
Because apparently
of the
these
students
waters were also like rapids, you know?
Yeah,
Like
it
obviously
wasn't
if you
very
look at
deep,
it,
so knock them just.
if you look at it, you should have been like, no, this is a bit too hectic for grade 8 boys, you know?
Kids,
Just a simple test of one adult going in first and feeling how hectic it is could have easily stopped them all from going in.
But where Enoch and them were, there were no teachers or facilitators. The facilitators were down the river, and the teachers, I think, were chilling at the top. So there was no.
Yeah, there was just too many
parental
kids. Yeah, so
supervision
obviously then they didn't have enough facilitators. Then obviously for the amount of children.
Yeah.
Firstly, right.
Yeah.
Secondly, they didn't do the checks that they needed to do to ensure that all the safety measures were put into place, you know?
I mean, the simplest is a life jacket. You're in water.
Life jacket.
Yeah.
Because you could, something could happen to you. You could fall over. You could bang your head on a rock. And
So
that's you dead if you
I remember
face
when
down.
I went to, I might have been in Yachty Lodge, or it was definitely down there by like Sun City side. I went on a camp there, and we did this thing where we like used the zip line or foofy slide, whatever you call it, into the water. And I remember vividly that the instructor or facilitator once said to us that when we were doing this, he was like, yeah, don't drop here because like, so you're like, obviously you can let go at a certain point and fall into the water.
Yeah.
He's like, don't fall in here. Last time there was a kid that came here, fell in that area, and there's a few twigs and stuff sticking out, then like sort of stabbed him.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then why do this at all? This kind of stuff. Why are you guys putting people that obviously are still learning about life and not being able to check for themselves in these situations? That's what I find incredibly crazy.
It's always an attraction, and people come there for that.
No, look, I get the whole kind of like team building, using that for the kids to like get to know each other and like
but definitely
all that stuff. But
you can do that with a simple game of soccer or cricket.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to go to.
And
obviously
even in this
dangerous
situation,
things.
you don't have to cross a river.
Yeah.
I guess.
If you're gonna carry a guy on a little medical thing that you've built, you can easily do that over a field or something way more safe that doesn't lead to these kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. So definitely the school and both that Nyalati.
So I agree with that 100%. I feel like both of them have been very negligent. And obviously through speaking to people about this, a lot of people now that the principal got suspended
by the Department of Education.
And it's so true though. It's like when something goes wrong with a big company, the CEO always takes the fall, you know?
Yeah.
And I just think, I hope that this is not how it ends. They just suspend the principal and that's the end of it. I hope they actually find out the people that were 100% negligent.
Yeah.
The facilitators that were there, the lodge itself, and...
The problem is it'll probably apply, like the concept of vicarious liability will apply. So the individuals themselves, because they were in the scope of their employment, they personally won't be liable to the camp liable completely, but it could be different.
It could be,
But yeah, I see the EFF have said they'll take on the case for free. I mean, against whether it's a school.
I applaud them 100%. I never thought I'd ever say that, but I applaud the EFF 100% on that one.
So it's just, I mean, I would definitely pursue legal action.
Definitely,
If they've got attorneys there doing it for free, good Lord, go. Because just on the fact that there was no life jackets by itself is, I think, sufficient grounds.
Yeah, already.
So, there is an unnecessary life lost. But
very sad, bro. Imagine dying at the age of 13, bro. You have hardly experienced anything.
But so there needs to be proper consequences to this. And I mean, that headmaster of Parktown, was he there when all the other shit happened, or is he new? Because I've got the impression
I don't know
that.
I don't know
that much. I don't know either.
Because that would be a shitty record, eh?
Yeah,
dude.
But now Kim's school, but the high school, they got called back from camp a day early recently.
Oh my word!
Because they obviously this incident happened, I think a week. It was during the same week.
Yeah.
Or week before, and on their camp, 2 girls got bitten by some cobra.
Oh, hectic.
I don't know.
Hectic.
I can't remember what the name of the
Hectic.
cobra was, but yeah, they had to get rushed to hospital, and I guess things like that happen.
There's got to be risk
There's
involved.
going to be
Yeah.
risk involved.
That's
But
why.
you see, that's what you do as a principal. Now he's like, in the light of Enoch's passing, 2 girls have been bitten by a cobra. Fuck this.
We're not doing these camps anymore. Yeah.
we're taking you back a day early.
And I think, dude, I think we've all had a lot of fun on these camps, you know. So it is sad that they might not experience that anymore. But if that's the safety measures they're gonna have to put in place to save lives, then I guess you're gonna have to do
Yeah,
it.
so be it.
But lives could have been saved in this matter.
Just had
If
it
he was wearing
be.
a damn
Yeah.
life jacket, he would have
Yeah.
done
So
so.
a life jacket, if there was supervision.
It's crazy.
You know, there's just a whole bunch wrong with.
So there's
with,
no
with
extraordinary
all of this
measures
stuff.
that need to be taken.
Yeah.
It's normal measures to
Yeah, just your normal
compliance,
things. Yeah,
no?
what the reasonable man would have done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think these
the
things
reasonable
would go
man
without
says.
saying, which is weird.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's to me, it's as simple as that. I know the South African Human Rights
Yeah.
Commission have got involved. Not too sure why they're involved, but they went and they went to the lodge, and the lodge was locked up. So they
Well,
jumped
I'm
the
glad.
fence and stuff,
Yeah,
and they went around. And I saw like the mother was mourning and all of that stuff.
that's crazy, dude.
But yeah, that's
Very
Yeah, so I
sad.
think basically at the end of the day, we know a lot of people from Parktown ourselves.
yeah.
Turned out to be pretty good people. So like it's just something to do with that school though. Like, you know, I think if you had to ask a Parktonian now, they would be like, no, you know, they'll try to defend the school and whatever. But I feel like it's too many incidents that have happened at Parktown now that they just have to look at the way they do almost everything now because
Yeah.
something's not going
But
right there.
how are they going to come back as a school now? I mean, this is a third
Yeah.
major incident.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, my opinion is fuck you, Parktown. You've really fucked up this time again, you know.
Yeah.
And I know people from Parktown might think that's a bit too much to say, but I feel like just look at your record and be like, there is a big problem. We need to fix it.
Yeah. It's a weird thing, dude, because like if you take Parktown as a school,
It's a good school.
it's
good
a good
sports,
school,
good education,
sports,
everything.
good education. And do we put this to a few negligent individuals?
Or to the school itself.
to
That's
the
a good
school
question. Yeah, that's
itself?
what I was also thinking.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the
So-
day, to get action and to make people actually realize and make change, you're going to have to brand the school themselves.
Yeah.
The school's going to have to be
Yeah.
branded and check
Ultimately, they are responsible,
Yeah.
regardless of whether it's, say it was the dude touching or molesting all the kids. You still employed that guy. I mean, I can't ever put that responsibility on the employer,
Yeah.
but
You're
he
a
worked
representative
for
of
you.
Parktown,
He's a
yeah.
representative of Parktown.
Yeah.
There's no single individual of Parktown. You made a
Seen
representative.
as
Yeah.
you're seen as unison.
And yes, and
Yeah.
one of you fucked up. And
Well-
now there's been 3 huge fuck-ups.
I think to move on to the next topic, we just want to give our condolences.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's very sad what happened.
Yeah.
Don't wish that upon anyone or anyone's child, and just hope that
The family
something,
gets something out
some
of this,
justice
yeah.
gets
Some
done.
type of justice, yeah.